Hi everyone, welcome to my Folio 1 Tractor Play simulation presentation. Firstly, I will introduce my work about week 1 object. In response to the theme of this week observation, I have considered a number of clues of shade-related motifs derived from school life. By photographing and tracing the recorded change in shadows, I have shown interesting patterns of graphic change, that of the shadows and the influence of the wind in nature. Of course, this can be two kinds, one automatic and one objective and passive. The movement of life and the movement of patterns complement each other. So about the similar work has been produced by the Eurozone Lifelong Conic, whose work explores the similar themes by his work named Still Life. This is a very interesting piece of the work, and at first glance it is very extraordinary. I couldn't help but start thinking about what happens to this creature that the bones used to be. Why was this plant or its focus to die or decayed? Here, was it harmed by the plant like that? So this objective and subjective possibility give the piece plenty of the creativity. Turn to the week 2 in response to the theme of this week. Theme tinkering. I carried out sounds and lines to match. I made a domestic random drawing output based on the music I heard, comparing the effect of the resulting patterns through the difference in the playing of the different version of the instrument. I want to emphasize the variety of sonic lines and extending the sound that could be matched of the polka dot. The dispersion from point to line, I produced the traditional 2D animation clip to redefine my feeling of the life. About this related work, similar work has been produced by the VTuber called Bruce Pope, whose work explores a similar thing by his video. The video shows a visualization. The vibrator start from the center in the abstract form and progresses towards the X at the equal speed, which cutting by machine and exploring the receptivity of the sound just to show a different perspective of the thinking about the musical vibration and the smith. Turn to the week 3 in response to the theme of the found object. I have created animation of people climb into the circle from something to nothing. The concept flow from the paper cutting concept in my class, but I found the paper sculpture a little harder for me, and I was more interested in giving meaning of the life in question, so I created this circle clip with animation. About the similar work has been produced by the Li Hongbo, whose work explores the similar themes that stacking of the paper and embodiment of life. Those sculptures are actually made of the paper. They sketch and distort in amazing and beautiful ways. Ideas about cross-section of the paper and the structure to achieve the 3D and richly structured destruction. The form in which those sculptures are created gave me more food for through about the embodiment of life. It is important to cut and struck a model from a thin sheet of paper from nothing to something like that. Yeah, it's very cool. Turn to the week 4. In response to the week theme, I used to about the same place. I used to create a source concept for the place of the leader. I created a diagram of the growth and its stories through the pace where it is feel like that the always observe in the main character's paths that are connected to the buildings. Through the illustrated image, which have no end of the meaning, combined with the girl's courageous behaviors of exploration, I want to illustrate the challenge of the children's world views to their environment with the place where they were ready to go and face into unknown through the environmental portrayal and the mentality of the character is explored show in the place. So about the similar work is the Mountain Village game concept, which explores similar themes to demonstrate the character's ability to explode and graphically understand different dramatic environment. After my research and study, I found the creators are very bringing the idea of the theme of place. Our eyes can divide us. Where there are many appears to be a path, there may be none. From the disappearance of the dramatic shame in philosophical science, device to the consonance of the character's confusion and the challenge of the person heard. All are words of our consideration and creative place to be. There's a movement like that. Turn to week 5. In response to the theme of object oriented ontology, I draw an illustration of the console golden fish rushing out of the reality. This illustration widely and interestingly show the human player's views of the console character. The goldfish, which just a character, what is the player's roles in the perspective of the goldfish on this console? It is the keeper of the gods and still beyond what they think it is. It is an interesting display of the interactive thinking. I have tried to demonstrate the theme of the thinking about the different perspective through the detail of the goldfish bubbles breaking through the game console in the illustration. So about the similar perspective was embraced by the first conclusion of the animal team, the function of the chicken and the machine, which we see as the artifacts or a toy, but from the point of the view of the laughing muscle of it is a manipulative toy or the large machine for the tractor, the chicken. From the chicken's point of the views, the machine is the own machine put object, but from the human user point of the view, it is another decoration. This different sensory perspective from the inside and outside is interesting in turn with my thematic concept. So about my reflection, to summarize my exploration and learning during those 6 weeks in the CPS course, I was impressed by what I studied on the topic of found object on week 3. It should be noticed that the beginning of my work, I explored the creation of the piece of paper from nothing and the materialization of the meaning of the life. But I also encourage in concept the problem with the creation of the physical object. I did not have the good representation of the striking and cutting and shaping of the paper piece. So I try to refine it to through animation of the development of the human embryo. But this problem also gave me a good that indication of the direction of my research. The production of 3D will help with the cutting process. I would like to follow up on this topic in the future if I can. Just a very interesting virtual circle. Through this work, it has shown me that there are more possibility about the creation of the scene. That was the course I have benefit before. That's all right. Thanks.